at this one from Not the Bee. The newest left-wing conspiracy is that Trump is throwing migrants off planes into the ocean for real. When I for my noon morning show, I guess my noon show, I guess you can't even call it morning show. This was the lead. And the first comment that pops up was someone saying, is this clickbait? To which someone responded, yes, it is. First of all, clickbait, I'm going to say it again for those in the back, is when you leave information out of the title. So you'd say something like, this celebrity did the most disgusting thing. Wow. That's clickbait. This is an actual story that is so insane, people didn't believe it. They thought I was making something up to get them to click on it. That's not correct. There are millions of views on these TikToks where people are making this claim.
Guys, they're throwing the deportees out of the planes and into the ocean. No, this is not a drill. No, this is not fear-mongering. They're shackling people, flying out into open ocean and throwing them out. Okay? The flight patterns, there's people tracking
It's all not true.
On this app.
All fake.
The flights going out with the
Okay.
Someone showed her the videos of planes taking off from Afghanistan during the pullout.
Check this out. This is another post. ICE plane leaves for Sudan. Sudan says ICE plane never arrives. ICE plane arrives back empty. Shackled bodies wash up on the beach of Majorca, downstream of a U.S. regime airbase. Also, all fake. The real story was that Trump was flying migrants to South Sudan. A court said he violated their order. They stopped in Djibouti where they were placed in holding and then did not move. Sudan then says, where's the plane that's supposed to arrive? It was in Djibouti because the court said stop. Trump then won the rights to do it. So it may be that eventually they then will bring those migrants to South Sudan. Crazy leftists then say, aha, this proves it. I don't know if I don't know if there's some of these other ones.
All these pictures with like Trump and the plane, they should have put Trump in like a Pinochet costume.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I mean, couldn't he have been dumping them like near Alligator Alcatraz?
That's what they claimed.
Okay.
One of the flight paths they posted was from Costa Rica over the Pacific and then back to Costa Rica. And I'm like, my dude, we don't have migrants in Costa Rica, and the bodies washed up in the Mediterranean, which is from the Atlantic. So they're literally just taking random things. There's one dude who's got 200,000 likes and 7,000 comments on TikTok, indicating probably 1 million plus views. And he goes, I have no reason to connect these stories. And then it shows 5 shackled bodies wash up on beach. And then it shows Trump shackles migrants. And he goes, but we cannot be naive. And I'm like, oh boy.
Oh yeah, you can.
So
yes, you can.
I mean, this is the natural outcome of independent media becoming a thing, is that people may turn to independent media like this, but people also are turning to TikTokers to get their news and their information. So
I agree. And I think it's for the component is like that first woman in this video. Let me ask you, Brett. She talks about 2 things. The first of which is Trump throwing migrants out of a plane. What do you think the second thing she brings up is?
Have we not?
Sharks.
Was it?
Sharks.
That is actually one of the things that you saw me talking about it. One guy says this is shark-infested waters.
Oh, okay.
So they've graduated. But no. She goes on to start talking about how she's not getting enough followers and shares from talking about this, which clearly means she's being shadow banned.
I think this is connected to the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which just came out. This would be great promotion for the 50th anniversary steelbook for Jaws.
It is. One of the videos is a guy saying not only are the reports the planes are going out there, it's like one guy's been begging people to hear the story, saying please, because they're throwing his like the people he knew, these migrants, out of the plane, but these are also shark infested waters.
Well, I got some sad news for her. China owns that app, and they're known for sowing discontent in America, so I'm pretty sure they're boosting you, if anything.
I did
Sorry,
just
lady.
see
It
that
might be the septum piercing.
I did just see that YouTube Shorts have surpassed TikTok in views, though I think that has some funny business to do with what they count as a view now. But YouTube, one of the crazy things is now people think that because of that, just the fact that TikTok got banned by the U.S. government allowed YouTube in Meta to come in and take all those views, because a lot of people who use the platform gave up once they found out that it was going to be banned. They're like, I don't want to invest a bunch of time into a platform that's going to get banned anyways, and Trump keeps pushing back the date on the ban.
And he has no authority to do that.
Well, yeah, through executive order, and they don't want to enforce it anyways. But that's who these people are going to watch now. They're going to watch the lady on TikTok in her living room who's telling you that shark-infested waters are now being used to house migrants.
That's great.
Someone commented, Tim, if this turns out to be true, will you apologize? And I said, if it turns out to be true that Donald Trump is rounding up illegal immigrants on cargo planes and then dumping them out of planes into the ocean, not only will I apologize, I will call for him to be impeached and convicted, as will literally every Republican in the House and the Senate. So there you go. I really don't think it's possible that this is actually happening.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that gif of the guy that's like, I prefer not to speak. If I do speak, I'm in big trouble. You ever seen that one? Well, that keeps going through my head as we're talking about it.
I mean, look, I don't think that there are any stories that people that hate Donald Trump won't believe if it's critical and cast Donald Trump and Republicans in a bad light. And I think that this is, more evidence of that, whether it be, this or, kids in cages or whatever it is. They want to believe the terrible stories. They want to hear them. They want that fan fiction that Donald Trump's the evil orange man. They believe it in their heart, and everything they hear that confirms their bias, they're going to be like, yes, it's true.
I mean, he looks pretty cool in all the artwork that they created for it. So they're not doing a great job of making him look bad.
No, but
yeah, it is. It's like the low budget AOC standing next to the fence crying. It's like the lowest budget version of that.
We need to make a picture of her in a boat crying, looking into the waters.
With like some shackled people.
Well, I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying she goes out to the middle
photo.
of. Yeah, I do you know what that's from?
I mean, the portrait looks like his.
No, the whatever movie that's from. You don't know? Oh, you're supposed to. This pop culture guy over here doesn't know what movie that is.
Is that The Fugitive?
No, it's the one where Harrison Ford. It's the one where Harrison Ford was the president.
Get off my plane.
Air Force One.
Was that it? Get off my plane.
Air Force One.
I thought it was Where's My Son?
That's Ransom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't there
And that's Give Me Back My Son.
Give Me Back My? Are there like 12 of those movies?
Yeah. That's Mel Gibson. Those are like those lines are always like kind of written into my brain because they were in all the trailers and all the movies that I like on the VHSs of the movies that I watched growing up.
They used to make a lot of movies about people trying to get their kids back.
Yep.
Taken, which is a great movie.
They made 3 of them.
I mean, that's a later example of it too. That's
yeah.
Ransom was like 1985.
It is pretty funny that there's 3 takens. It's like, dude, at a certain point, you're just not doing a good job.
Well, he gets taken.
Stay
in the
home.
second one. So
Wait, he gets taken?
He gets taken in the second one, right?
I thought the second one was his wife gets taken or something.
No, like in the first one, it's his daughter, who's like the oldest looking teenager ever. She's like 28 when they made that movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's her in the second one and him. Like he has his daughter set off grenades in Poland in the second one. I'm like, you probably killed like 20 people when you did that.
Well, whatever. I don't know, man. My big concern with this though is that the left believing this, and they do. What do you think a person who thinks this is true is capable of doing?
Oh, anything. I mean, that's why what's his name tried to kill Trump. Because of the guy that was in touch with people from Ukraine was trying to get I don't remember what the artillery or whatever heavy weaponry that he was trying to get, but like he was trying to get whatever he could to attack Trump, and it's because the left has been saying, look, he's Hitler for a decade, and it's going to affect people.
And I'll say this: the reason why people can believe this story on the left is because they have been told the worst possible things about Trump were true for years. So for a sane person who's watched Trump rallies, who's, actually knows the news, the idea that Donald Trump is loading up cargo planes full of shackled immigrants and dumping in the ocean is laughably absurd. But if you're one of these MSNBC people, you're going, I knew it. Mm-hmm. It's just 1 degree more than they already told you he was doing.
Mm-hmm. It's just, I knew it.
I love how they're also claiming now they're posting pictures of alligator Alcatraz saying, and now Trump is building concentration camps.
I love it. The more histrionic they get, the happier I am. I mean, these people are ridiculous. And if they actually believe this stuff, which I do think they're.
I mean, they do though.
Well, there's at least a certain percentage that do. I like it, and it makes me laugh because they're doing this to themselves by indulging these ridiculous fantasies.
Well, it's stupid too because there's so much banal evil in politics that you don't need to get so histrionic with it. Like there's plenty of evil in politics that doesn't have to sound so flashy.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
mean, the
everything
majority.
we're seeing with Trump's big, beautiful bill, someone's getting screwed over and someone's taking a buyout. Like Murkowski was given, what was she given? Like
Oh, yeah, she got a boatload
billions,
of stuff. I don't know.
billions of dollars or whatever for Maine or something. Is that where she is? She's in Maine. Alaska. Sorry. Yeah, Collins is Maine, right?
For 250,000 people. There's 250,000 people in the whole state, if I
I
understand.
mean, hey, if you live in Alaska, you're going, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, well, we're not gonna have the sun all winter, but at least we get all these goodies from the government.
Yeah, if you're up north, the crazy thing is they got a long growing season with really long days.
And tons of mosquitoes.
Big watermelons. That's where they grow the big water because the sun's out so long,
Do they still pay people to live up there?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a royalty from oil and stuff like that.
Subsidies or whatever.
I think we need to occupy Alaska. I think we need to invade Alaska.
I think we do. Occupy Alaska. We got military bases up there.
There's a bunch of restrictions on being able to do any kind of development, but apparently there's a lot of resources and potential rare earths and stuff. But it's this massive landmass that's like as big as, what is it, bigger than Texas or whatever? Mm-hmm. We don't do nothing with it.
I think it's like twice the size of Texas. It's
Yeah, I think it's almost double.
Man.
You're going to get my autism going. My conservation autism is triggering right now.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.